Welcome to another installment of ECE's 5 Steps to Call Center Excellence. The topic for today's session is training. Training is critical not only because it impacts the performance of the team members once they reach the production floor, but it's also critical because it's the first impression your new hires have of your company. If you bore them with endless lecture and PowerPoint, you'll not only waste their time, you'll send a message of top-down information flow as opposed to interactive, engaging information flow. So what we want to do with our training is the following 5 steps in order to get to that world-class level we all want to be at in our training class. The first is lose the PowerPoint. Do not put PowerPoint slides up on the screen and read them off to your class and think that you're training them. You're actually just reading to them. They're mostly disengaged while you're doing that. You could even make it worse by turning down the lights while you do that, so not only will they be disengaged, many of them will actually fall asleep. And if you want to evaluate your training classes, do me a favor and just go into a training class unannounced and look at your watch and see how much consecutive time is spent by the instructor lecturing while the students are sitting trying to pay attention while they're actually thinking about what they might be having for lunch. So that's the first thing, lose the PowerPoint. Next critical element is create teams and make every module in your training package a game and a competition. We typically build teams of 2, but we've done it with teams of 4. Basically, you want teams working together, doing activities, whether it be scavenger hunts to find information themselves, or what we call a pair-up practice, which is one person's playing the customer, the other one is playing the specialist, and having a mock phone call back and forth, or all different types of games and activities. Everyone gets scored, teams win tickets, teams get raffles for gift cards. It makes the entire experience so much fun they won't even realize that 8 hours have gone by versus the experience now when they can't believe it's only been 1 hour. So number 2 is create teams and make competitions. The third critical element is make role play your batting cage. We like to use this analogy in all of our Train the Trainers, which is how would you teach a baseball player how to hit? Would you give them a lecture and show them a PowerPoint about proper positioning and how to move your waist and where to put your hands and how to follow through? Of course not. You would put them in the batting cage and you would have repetitive pitches thrown at them, and then you'd watch how they were doing and make small adjustments as they continued to practice. In the call center, your batting cage is the role play. Your students should take so many practice calls that when they get on the floor, they feel like it's their 1001st phone call and not their first phone call. That's the number 3 point. Number 4 is your final exam should be a mock call simulation, not a written test. Let them demonstrate that they can handle a phone call. Last I checked, very few call center agents are getting faxes from customers to fill out in a written test environment. Therefore, the written test is not in any way a representation of their ability to handle a world-class phone call. So that's number 4, final exam is the call simulation, not the written test. Our 5th of our big 5 is you need to spend 90% of the time in the above-mentioned activities and only 10% or less in instructor-led lecturing. Study your curriculum, evaluate your trainers. If you walk into a training class and everybody's talking and practicing and doing activities while the instructor circulates the room, you're in a beautiful place. If you walk into the room constantly and you see the instructor at the front talking and everybody else trying their best to pay attention, not so much. Those are your 5 tips to bring energy, interactivity, fun, and of course better learning into your training processes at your call center.